It's your girl Zoe, aka Melanated Beauty, back at you guys again for another product review. This video is for my amazing ladies who have been asking me to do a video on this for a few months now. And it is much needed as well for you guys to gain some knowledge on it. Today my video will be on menstrual cups. If you don't know what a menstrual cup is, continue to watch my video because I have a lot of information for you. A menstrual cup is what it sounds like. It's a cup that you use during your menstrual. And it is very comfortable. I have been using my cup for about 3 years, almost 3 years, I would say. I began using the cup after I had a bad reaction to a pad. I had been using pads for years, and one day I had a reaction to it. The Always brand, and I was just like, I need to find something else to use because I was afraid to use a pad. Tampons I wasn't really cool with using because they're not really natural to have them up there, and they don't absorb the blood as it should. And then I was afraid of getting TSS, which is toxic shock syndrome. And the good thing, I have a lot of pros and cons to tell you guys about using menstrual cups as well. But the one I use is the Athena cup, and it comes in this cute little package. This is what you put it in. This is what you store it in. My best friend actually bought me my first cup, and I've been using it since then. And like I said, I absolutely love it. She bought me this because me and her were talking about it, and I had told her what was going on. And she also sent this in my care package after I had my oldest. So I love her greatly for that, and I've been using it ever since then. The first thing that I actually started using, because a part of me was kind of skeptical on using the cup, this cup in particular, I hadn't even received this yet from her. But the first thing that I used was the disposable cup. I honestly don't know the name of this, the brand that I was using, because I've had this for a really long time. I don't use these anymore, and I've actually given a few of these out to my cousins, my sisters, my sister-in-law, things like that. So this is literally my last one. I don't use it. I will tell you the pros and cons when using this as well. Like I said, this is a very informative video. But this is the first cup that I started using. This is your disposable cup. And this is what it looks like. It low-key looks like a big condom, but yeah. It's very soft. Very soft. And this one is disposable, so like I said, you'll have to continuously buy these. This is like using a pad. This is like using a tampon. You have to buy them every month. You take it out, flush the stuff down the toilet. I keep these. Well, what I was doing was I was keeping these and putting it back in here, wrapping it up, and throwing it away. So the majority of cups are made out of either silicone or rubber or latex. I believe this is actually like latex here. So if you're allergic to any of this stuff, do not use this because you don't want any sort of reaction. I personally, like I said, I'm into the more holistic and the natural items, organic stuff. So that is what I prefer to use because that's just more natural for your body, and I don't want anything out of whack going on. So to insert this, I wish I had a display for you guys, but I don't. But to insert this into your vagina, you just squeeze it like that and push it up into your vagina, and then it will expand once you let it go. And it will expand, and of course, everything will go into the cup. Now, as starting off, I honestly recommend using a panty liner. If, like I said, if you're starting off doing this, you have no idea what you're doing, use a panty liner because you don't want anything to drip out on your underwear. That's embarrassing. You just want to avoid all of it. So this is the disposable cup that I used to use. You just insert it into your vagina and it will open up on its own. These you can keep in for, I would say, up to 2 to 4 hours. It just really depends on your flow. So yeah, this one is very comfortable actually. I never felt this when I had it. So like I said, the cup that I use is the Athena cup, and this cup came, like I said, in here it came with awesome instructions. I've had this for a while, so I don't have any of my instructions or any of that, but I will post the link below with the instructions in it and with the link so you can purchase this. This was purchased actually off of Amazon. So this is it. Like I said, it comes in here and it comes with wash for it as well. And when you take it out of the package, make sure you guys sterilize it and rinse it off because there will be little furries on it from it being in the package. So this is the cup. This is my Athena cup. I love it, love it, love it. It is this big. This is the one that you use. They all come in different sizes. All cups come in different sizes. It is not a one size fit all because you have some depending on your age, depending on if you've been pregnant before, depending on where your uterus is located, and if you're a virgin. It all depends. This is the cup for ladies who have had a baby. Very comfortable, very soft, very flexible. Awesome products. I love it. Love it. And the awesome thing about this is on the inside, you guys can't see it, but on the inside it actually shows you how much is going into the cup. So you could take it out and see how much you have in here. So when you go to the OBGYN or if you want to look stuff up yourself to see how your flow is or the normal amount, you have how much right here that's coming out every day. Like I said, I actually like to see that because it also dictates for me if my flow is lighter, if it's heavier, or if I'm coming to an end, if my period is ending a little bit earlier than I expect it to. So yeah, it has that in there. So with these cups, you take it like this, fold it, and fold it again. And you turn it like this, and you put it into the vagina. As far up as you can, you could use your pointer finger, you can use your middle finger, whichever finger you want to use. Put it in there, and again, it will open up once it gets in there. You can push it up as far as you want to and that you feel comfortable with. And make sure you get the right one for your flow. Read the box, read the instructions on the box. Because like I said, everyone is not one size fit all. You want to get what works best for you. Even if you want to try disposable cups first, if you want to get a few menstrual cups, go ahead and see what works best for you. But I absolutely love it. So you insert it in, and then once it expands, to pull it out, just pull it out like that. This is what this tab here is for. I personally take my pointer finger and my thumb, go in and pull it out. It has little ridges here, so I always make sure I get my thumb on one of the ridges and pull it out, just so it can be more secure. That's what I do. And like I said, it just depends on how I'm feeling if I decide I would like to use a panty liner or not. But like I said, I highly recommend if you're just starting off using cups, get a panty liner. Panty liners. Now, the pros and cons of having cups versus your pads versus your tampons, or just in general with your pros and cons of having a cup. Alright, so with the cups, you're going to avoid the TSS, which is the toxic shock syndrome, because with the tampons, they're going in there and you're leaving them on for a long time, or just in general, all of those toxins are not flowing out of your body as they should. They're just sitting in that area, in that tampon, which can make you go into shock. And women have done that. Then you have that it's an easy removal process. Very easy with the cups. Now with the disposable cup, I feel like you have to do a lot more work to get it out. But I personally would say starting off, this is a little bit more comfortable until you get adjusted to how you want to put this in and where you want it to go. Because in the beginning, I was feeling the tip a little bit when I laughed. I could feel the tip touch the lower part of my vagina, which I didn't care for. You can sleep in these cups, which are great. The cups you can keep in for up to 6 to 12 hours. But I say, depending on your flow, if you're just starting off, dump your cup throughout the day. One of the biggest cons to the cup is it's not very friendly to use if you're in a public restroom, because when you take the cup out, you want to be able to rinse your fingers off if you get a little bit of blood on it. You want to rinse your cup out, dump it out, and rinse it off so you can easily put it back up there. But if you're in a public restroom, you're not going to be able to really do that. But I say just keep it in until you get home, or to a private bathroom that has a sink in it. Because what I do when I'm at home is I wake up in the morning, take it out, dump it, rinse it off in the sink. I actually put a couple of pieces of tissue on the side of the sink and rinse it off. I make sure I have the water running before I get to doing anything. Take it out, rinse it off, put it on the paper to dry just a little bit. Also rinse my hands off, and before I put it back in, I go ahead and rinse it off again. Now, like I said, the way that I personally put it in is squat. Firm, place your feet firmly on the ground, go ahead and squat and insert it in. That's the most comfortable way to do it. Or you can do it sitting on the bathtub as well, the edge of the bathtub. That's whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable with doing. Now, one of the other cons, they say if you have an IUD, it's not really comfortable to use, because some women have said that they felt their IUD shift and things of that nature. But like I said, do what works best for you. If you feel like it's okay for you to use, go ahead and use it. Your doctor, some doctors may recommend you not using it. Some doctors may say, hey, go ahead, it's okay. That's what you want to do, because some doctors do say not to use a tampon. But obviously this is different than a tampon. It's very easy to remove. You will get the hang of it. Just keep on doing it and you will get the hang of it. It will not be that hard. It doesn't have any chemicals or anything like that. This is more natural for your body. Like I said, you can avoid the toxic shock syndrome by using a cup. I don't know how many of you ladies use tampons, but I know that is a big thing. And if you've experienced dryness in your vagina from using a tampon, but this eliminates the dryness you get when you use a tampon, because the tampon absorbs way more than it should. It absorbs everything that's up there, with the cotton and all of that, and you constantly pulling out the cotton out of your vagina. So you will have sometimes you may have an irritated or a very dry vagina after using your tampon. But with this, it actually stays lubricated. Taking it out is cool, putting it in is cool. And like I said, do what works best for you. If you decide you don't want to wipe before you put it back in, just so you can still, have that extra moisture, go ahead and then wipe. Completely up to you, of course. Another con that some people may say is that it's too hands-on. They feel like they're going to get blood all over the place. You're going to get blood all over your hands. If you do it wrong, that can happen, but I haven't experienced any spills or anything like that because I'm very careful with what I do. And like I said, it's a certain way that I take mine out. With the ridges, I make sure I grip it tightly and pull it out. Now the cups, your disposable cups, you may have some spills. I'm not going to lie to you about that because this one is not as easy to take out, because what you do is you kind of like stick your finger. It's going to be in there like that. So what you do is you kind of stick your finger in there, and it's going to make sure you kind of get it around the hoop like that, and then pull it out and just dump it. Now, if you drop it in the toilet, that may be a whole nother story. Have I done that before? No. So be careful, because that would be a turn off. Like I said, there's no chemicals in this. You avoid having a dry vagina. A huge pro to it is there is no smell, because you get to keep it in longer and the smell does not come out. It seals it all up in there. It expands to your vagina, and it's absolutely amazing. So that's a huge pro to it. You're also saving money when you use these, your non-disposable ones, because you're not buying tampons or pads or anything like that every month. I personally use organic pads towards the end, like the last 1 or 2 days of my period, depending on how I'm feeling. I will go ahead and put on a pad just so I can make sure everything is out of there and everything is flowing nicely, because I pay attention to those things. So that's just what I do towards the end. Like I said, the last 1 or 2 days is what I do, because my flow isn't as heavy. I don't have a heavy flow at all anyway, and it lasts up to a really long time that you can keep it in. Also, these last a very long time in general, as far as like wear and tear. I've read that you can keep it up to like 10 years. And of course, when you start seeing it deteriorate a little bit, you want to throw it away, get another one, because you don't want to have any issues. But I've had this for almost 3 years, and it's amazing. You can use the wash that comes with it. The wash that comes with it is actually scented, which I don't prefer. So I use my own wash for it. I make sure I thoroughly wash it off with hot water, because I don't want it to have any smell to it or anything like that afterwards. And I don't want any extra smell up my vagina. So that's what I do. Now, there are a wide variety of disposable cups and your non-disposable cups. There's a huge variety of these. You have your Diva cup, you have your Athena cup, you have your Amethyst Shorty. That's a whole nother brand itself. That one is actually purple, of course. And then Tampax came out with the cup. I don't use Tampax products. I don't use Always products. I use organic products. Organic tampons if I'm going to use a tampon for any reason. Organic pads if I'm going to use a pad. Organic panty liners. I will drop all of my items that I use below. The organic pads, I'll put a link below. The organic tampons I use, I'll put that below as well. They actually have a cup called the Bloody Buddy. Sounds weird, and it's actually a black cup. What I actually plan to do some research on is see if there are any black-owned businesses out there that some of you ladies would like to support that make menstrual cups. These have actually been around for years, but they weren't really big. But I love the cups. Like, it's so great. So great on so many levels. There's not a lot of cons to it in my eyes. But yeah, if you have any more questions on it that you feel like I did not touch on, please feel free to message me directly or leave a comment below, and I will gladly answer that for you. You can message me on Instagram about it. I will post a link to, like I said, all of the items that I use as well below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my page, and stay tuned for next week's video. It will be for the ladies again. But hey, fellas, if you're watching this, share it with your queen and put her up on something new, because you just never know. This will be something that she really likes. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for next week's video.